Rome wakes to a rumor that feels impossible. There are two bishops of Rome. One is hailed at the Lateran. The other is chosen by priests who insist the first vote was rushed. Crowds form, doors slam, messengers sprint toward the imperial court. And as Easter approaches, the one night no one wants chaos, the city holds its breath. Into the standoff steps a quiet priest named Boniface, not with a mob, not with a sword, but with something colder and stronger. Process, patience, and the law. This is the story of how a pope won without shouting, and why Rome still remembers the week it almost split in two. Dawn. Zosimus is gone, and Rome wants certainty. Two groups move at once. At the Lateran, Eulalius is acclaimed, fast, emphatic, confident. A few streets away, a second assembly calls the first vote irregular. They choose a priest with a quieter profile, Boniface. Two acclamations. Same morning, different doors. The city splits before noon. Reports claim stewards fought over entrances. Rival deacons argue who stands near the altar, which names are written, which are crossed out. By midday, messengers are already riding toward Ravenna, where Honorius keeps court. The question is no longer only canon law. It's public order. Evening falls. Rome knows what it has. Two bishops on paper. Eulalius sits at the Lateran with momentum. Boniface gathers witnesses and letters. Tension hums in the streets. Rumors of scuffles drift through the city. Boniface chooses restraint. He collects testimonies. He waits. A courier reaches Ravenna with two sets of signatures and one problem. Rome can't have two bishops. The emperor wants peace before Easter. A rescript goes out, measured, cold, final. Both claimants stay out of Rome until an inquiry is held. A neutral bishop will serve the holy days. Obey the order. At first, the court leans toward Eulalius. He holds the Lateran. His supporters shout custom. But more reports arrive. Witness lists don't match. Some letters cite Nicene canons that scholars say look Sardican, common then, confusing now. Honorius doesn't want theology by street noise. He wants order. A stricter edict follows. No triumphal entries. No crowd stirring at basilica doors. Wait for the synod after Easter. Boniface complies. He stands down. Then a whisper changes everything. One claimant is coming back. Holy Week. Rome is quiet on the surface, watchful underneath. The edict is clear. Neither claimant takes the altars. Then footsteps harden the rumor. Eulalius returns. Some say he comes only to pray. Reports claim he heads for the Lateran with supporters close. Doors are watched. Lamps are lit. The city prefect moves to enforce the order. Every eye in Rome swings to the threshold. This is the moment the emperor warned about. Defiance crosses the line. Imperial patience ends. Support is withdrawn from Eulalius. The man who looked inevitable a week ago is out, not for creed, but for choice. The quiet priest who waited, Boniface, now stands where the city can breathe again. No victory lap, no gloating. Boniface enters carefully, keeps the peace, and lets the law speak. Easter can be Easter. Rome exhales. Rome needs recognition, not fireworks. After the breach, imperial support shifts. Boniface is acknowledged. The rival is escorted away. The first sound isn't cheering. It's silence returning to the streets. Boniface begins with process. No purges. No victory chants. He confirms lawful ordinations and cools tempers. He meets the city prefect to ensure order holds on both sides. Clergy braced for reprisals find a pastor who insists on order without revenge. Then the letters. To Africa. Appeals to Rome are a right, especially in the Pelagian storm. To Illyricum. Reinforce oversight through Thessalonica. To Gaul. Metropolitans serve under canon, not over it. He wins not by volume, but by reading and making the church read the same way. He didn't win with crowds. He won with paper. Letters that read like bridges and sometimes like shields. Africa. The Pelagian heat rises. Boniface confirms the path. Keep appeals open. Keep the creed steady. Keep Easter off the debate stage. Gaul metropolitans flex. He recognizes what tradition truly gave, trims what ambition added, and ties claims back to canon. Illyricum. Distance breeds drift. He strengthens the vicar at Thessalonica so appeals have a local door and a final court. Writers of the time sometimes quote Nicene when they mean Sardican. Boniface stitches practice to the right principles. Process isn't weakness, it's discipline. Victory hands you a microphone. Boniface lowers it. Some urge a purge. He refuses the theater. Where rites were irregular, he regularizes. Where tempers boil, he cools. In Gaul and Illyricum, pressure knocks again. He writes, precise, brief, binding, and keeps the vicar system working. He reigns in claims that masquerade as custom and protects customs that guard communion. Inside Rome, the wound needs habits. He shields the Lateran from party flags and makes the holiest days off-limits to faction. Predictability replaces panic. He will not hold the chair long. 422 ends his watch. But the memory that sticks is a city that got Easter back, and a church that breathed through law, patience, and mercy. Strip the weak to its bones. Noise versus order, speed versus truth, crowd versus conscience. Boniface chose obedience, process, letters, restraint, and Rome got Easter back. He didn't crush a rival, he calmed a city. He didn't invent power, he clarified it until it could carry weight again. That's why his victory reads quiet and lives immense. Every age has its Easters on the line. Paper outlasts applause. Patience outlasts pressure. Authority that refuses revenge turns control into credibility. That's his legacy. Not spectacle, stability. Not a shout, a standard. If this helped you breathe, like the video, subscribe for daily saints told with heart. Comment your principle and tag someone who needs a model of quiet leadership. Saint Boniface I, pray for us.